Welcome back to the Preppy and Pop podcast. This is episode 9. We're going to be talking about the A, B's, and C's of marriage. I'm Jamie.
And I am Jason. And this is the Preppy and Pop podcast.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the A, B's, and C's of marriage. So this was just a quick, super quick Google search. I just typed
Super quick Google
search. I just typed in marriage topics, and I never knew there was ABCs of marriage.
I've never heard of the A, B's, and C's of marriage. Never
the A, B's, and C's. So I didn't go any farther than C's. I don't know if there's more, but I didn't.
So we're not doing the whole alphabet.
No. Just the A, B's, and C's. So I just jotted them down, the topics that you should cover in a marriage or prior to getting married.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
So the first one, there's 5 A's, 4 B's, and 3 C's.
So these are just words that should shape your conversation that you should have prior to getting married or
while married.
Mm-hmm.
So the first A of marriage is attention.
Attention.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, do you feel like you get enough attention?
Well, careful. I would like to dissect because you got different personalities. So does that, no, I'm saying in a relationship, in a marriage, right? So
I thought you were
just
talking about
you,
me.
You asked, first thing you said was, do I think I get enough attention?
Mm-hmm.
Versus somebody could think, does somebody like to get attention from outside? Yeah. You know what I mean?
You mean how each person is going to perceive these different...
Each word, correct.
So
that's what I mean.
my way of saying it, I guess, if I saw this, I would say, okay, I would want to know if my spouse feels like they're getting enough attention.
I feel like I get enough attention. And I think that's part of personality as well. Do you think you get enough attention? Like, what would not enough attention mean? Are we talking about touching? Are we talking about dating? Are we what are we talking about as far as attention goes?
Yeah, I guess that can mean whoever perceives it or the situation, because the first thing I think off the bat is attention. Like if we are going somewhere or are home together, like I never feel like a lack of touch. We're not like PDA? Public PSA? What is it when you have a lot of attention outside?
Oh, PDA?
PDA?
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
It means public display of affection.
Oh, okay. So we're not like over the top, but there's like little gestures, right? Like a little kiss on the forehead or like we'll hold hands. So I don't worry about it like physical at all. That's the first thing I would think of is like physical attention. Or if I walk in here and just got my hair done. I was talking about this with somebody today. The spouse not acknowledging it. You know, I don't ever worry about you saying like, oh, I noticed you got your hair done. It looks nice. Or
do I do that though? Am I
do
good?
that?
do I do it?
That.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, I don't ever worry about that.
Okay, I got you.
No.
So the only thing I could think of is I know that, especially being a technician or a mechanic, right? Mm-hmm. Going through something in the car that could be frustrating the heck out of me, I'm taking that to bed with me, right?
Yeah.
Like that'll be on my brain until I figure it out.
Right.
So I know, not saying you didn't feel like you were getting enough attention, but we've had conversations where you just reach out like, hey, things seem off. I just want to make sure everything's okay.
Yes.
And I don't come in here and say, I cannot get that transmission in. I don't know why the clutch is not aligned. You know what I mean? So for you, it's like you can tell something's off and you'll reach out and say, hey, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And where I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah. I was going to say it's a good driver to tell too if something is off. Mm-hmm. Like if I come in here and it's not like come in the house from being out somewhere and it's not like the normal, like, hey babe, how was your day? And kiss. And I just come in and, say anything, no touch kiss. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a good way to tell. Indicator. I feel like if something is off too.
I got you. Good deal. That's good. What's got next?
Second A is, it's kind of the same. Affection.
Okay.
So how would you perceive that?
So for affection can be in multiple ways. It could be affection when we lay down in bed at night, right? If there's, with a king mattress 3 feet between us, you know what I mean? That's one thing. Holding hands out in public.
Yeah.
Greeting when we come home or before we leave. We're really big on that.
Yeah.
I can remember I was taking Mar to the bus stop and I think I was heading to work right after. We weren't thinking. We both just went and got in the car.
5 in the morning.
We just got in the car and left, and then saw that message and was like, "Oh."
I think I text both of you guys.
I was like, "You didn't say
nobody said bye.
you
love
didn't say
you.
bye to your mom." She was like, "Oh no." I was like, "I didn't give her a kiss either." So we know when.
Yeah.
And it's not that it was done with ill intent. It's not like the vibes were bad. It was just, hey, y'all mother effers didn't come in here and kiss me before. Where's everybody at? I came in from walking the dogs and the house is empty. So, but I think other than that, I think we do good with affection.
Yeah, I think too. I mean, everything gets busy during the day, but I think we have like the most affection and connection when we're on our like anniversary trip or on a long weekend where it's just me and you. I think that's when we can really like rekindle. Like we're not checking phones and schedules and teachers and messaging kids. It's just you and I. So we have more time to just know that it's just you and I.
Yeah, and I think too, it's there's a lot of posts out there that talk about when you're supposed to do some things the night before, and then the lack of affection the next day, and the vibe shifting. I think those have been funny, but there's some truth to those.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciation.
Go ahead. What do you think about that?
I would feel like either coming into a marriage or having this conversation while being married, does the person feel appreciated? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times, like we've talked about it before, we kind of have our unspoken roles defined, like, what you do in the house, I know what I do in the house, but it still feels good sometimes to be appreciated for them. Mm-hmm. Doing laundry and the dishes is just something that has to get done. But if it's like a lot weighing on me, I'm carrying it a lot of times. It's just nice to hear like, oh, babe, thanks for folding my clothes. It doesn't have to be all the time, just because then that's like, okay, you're welcome. But every once in a while, just to acknowledge like, okay, I haven't had to fold laundry in a little bit. Thank you for doing that. Or like if you do the lawn, like, hey, the lawn looks really good. Thanks for doing that. Just little small acknowledgement of things that you do around here.
Yeah, and I can attest to that, right? I think obviously, not saying it, your upbringing solely reflects how you communicate in your relationship, but it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? And not to go off on a tangent, but a lot of people growing up in houses, probably their parents didn't have that type of communication. Mm-hmm. So that's something I feel like is easy to do, but it may have to get built on. Like you have to have those conversations. And I think for me, it was something that wasn't hard to adapt because it would come from you mostly. Mm-hmm. And then I would just mimic it. Like you would say something like, oh, thank you for taking Mar to the store. I'm like, what the fuck?
And you say, you don't need to thank me for that.
Well, because you know what I mean? I just do it. But with you continuing to do that, I tend to end up doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And it's to your point, that's how it ends up working out for us both.
I agree. Acceptance.
Yeah, I'm scared. I don't understand that one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, acceptance of what? Acceptance.
So I guess obviously if we're getting married or married, we would be accepting of each other. So the way
Hopefully.
I wouldn't, you never know. The way I interpret that is something that may be, I've never had this, but people have like the checklist, right? Like what's the absolutely deal breaker and what's okay.
See where we're going.
So if there's something that's on the list where it's
he
like,
gotta be 6'9.5".
No,
and then I come in at 5'10" strong.
No, like I probably wouldn't marry someone like that does this. But then their traits, good traits outweigh that. So I feel like that's something that you would accept, right?
I see
like
what you're saying.
I'm trying to think of something for me that bothers me.
Okay.
I don't like to hear clipping nails. Like that to me is just like it gets so gross to hear clipping of nails. But that's like you do like in the bathroom or away. But when I hear that, I'm like, who is clipping their nails? But I accept it.
So what do you hear in a nail salon? Do they have quiet clippers?
Oh, I know, but I expect to hear that there. I don't know. It's different. I just don't want to hear my spouse clipping their nails.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, but I accept it. Okay. I've never brought it up.
Thank you for accepting that.
I just like to hear it. Like,
okay, let me just keep these jokers long. I ain't gonna clip them no more.
No, that's bad. That's no.
So I was thinking, when obviously not knowing exactly what direction acceptance can go in, but I was thinking obviously with my hobby of the cars, that's something that you do have to accept, right? Because it's
Well, do I?
you're damn right. Because but there's a lot that comes with that, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of money involved in it. There's a lot of time and energy involved in that. And that's part of an acceptance thing.
Yeah, it does have to be a commitment on both sides.
does.
Obviously, yours is way more
Careful.
heightened than mine. But
Wait.
if I was completely against it and not with it, I mean, it would be impossible because we talk about it a lot. We go to the racetrack, and there has to be some type of level on
I got
both
you.
sides for that.
Yeah, and honestly, it can be anything. It could be somebody who's coming into a relationship with 5 cats and 3 dogs, right? With somebody, what was that?
I'm not a cat person, but I get it. That might be it.
Just for a cat, people, we love animals. But no, if somebody has no animals, right, and then they absolutely love this person, they live separately, and then before they know it, they're moving in with this
true.
person that's got
You
2
gotta accept
dogs
it,
and
yeah.
5 cats, and you're like, whew, how much do I love this person?
That's true, yeah.
So it can
Level
be
of
taken.
acceptance.
Yeah,
That's a good
different.
one. Agreement is the last one. So that's very
Yeah.
vast because there can
Pretty
be a
bad
lot
as
of things that you have to agree on in a marriage, right? I mean, it could be like religion. Do you agree to have 2 different religions or
Politics.
yeah, politics is a big one and either agree on something or agree to disagree or sometimes it's a deal breaker, right? Like some people are very steadfast that they only have dinner at their parents' house every Sunday. Like,
Right.
are you in agreement with that?
Right. And so let me ask you this on your perspective. Is there a way to have a healthy agree to disagree situation?
I think so. I think for me, my personal view is if it's something that doesn't like tarnish your character or your integrity, I
Yeah.
think so.
I got
If
you.
it's like at night you go out and like murder turtles or something, I don't know, but something
What
like
is
wild,
going on?
I wouldn't agree to that because that's a character and integrity thing.
Right.
But if it's just like something like, hey, I make toast every single morning and I use peanut butter and I don't put the knife up. Like, do you
Right.
agree to do it for me? Something like
I got you. I see
the
what you're
vast-
saying.
yeah.
I see what you're saying. It depends. And the reason why I ask is because it always seems like, whenever you're in that type of energy conversation where you get to the point where you're like, okay, we're going to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like we really didn't solve anything.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
There, you
Yeah,
know
I
what I mean?
think if it's
We're
like-
just holding our
that
fire.
means you're done with the argument.
Exactly. So that's the reason why I asked that. But the point that you made,
We've
can
said that
understand
before.
Whoa. What did we
I
agree
don't
to
know, but
disagree?
we've said that a few times, but then I feel like we go back to it. But I do feel like that's a good, like, okay, like once it starts getting too heated, like agree to disagree on that topic.
Okay. All right.
Okay, to the B's. Be intentional. You use
Okay.
that word frequently.
I like intentional.
Yeah, like if you're doing something, or even if we're talking to the kids about something, it's like be intentional with your time, be intentional with what you do.
Yes.
So I feel like in a marriage, be intentional with your spouse's needs. Make sure that you understand what their needs are. And I think just as a human and a spouse to be intentional to make sure that you are meeting them where they are.
Yeah, and intention is tricky, man. You know what I mean? Because you can have conversations, you can plan, you can dream all day long, but if you don't put intention behind it, right? It's easy to say, hey, listen, in 5 years, we're going to have our own business. We're not going to have any debt. And then you go out and hit the casino and blow the mortgage. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there has to be intention
Agreed.
behind it. And even if, it's funny, I've seen Matt McConaughey got interviewed and he said, do it. Like, even if you fail at it,
Just do it.
just do it.
Yeah.
Because there's you gain nothing by just preaching and talking and never even attempting. But even if you attempt to the greatest power that you have and you fail, at least you know and you learn something. So move with intention, man.
Agree. The second one, be available.
That's You're married.
Okay, so the way I feel like
What
it
are we
is,
talking
be
about?
available for your spouse. Like if you see that they're in need of something, or if something's
Oh,
like
I got
really
you.
pressing on them, that
I'm
you're
with you.
available to help them. Like
I got you.
if I come home, you see I'm in a very bad mood. You don't play video games. I could probably count on the time on one hand, but say you're like super into the video game and playing the game and I'm crying and upset and you're like,
Yo,
oh,
you
okay,
good?
like I'm on your six,
You all
bro,
right?
Call of Duty. But yeah, if you're like, okay, you're good, but make sure that you're available. Like, okay, I see something's
Okay.
going on. Like,
I
let
went a
me
whole
be
different
available
direction
for her.
with that.
What did you think?
I went more to like the whole Sling TV thing.
Oh,
Like,
the upside down
I'm trying to figure
pineapple.
out how are you available, but you're married. But no, I understand that. It really it's awareness is what it comes down to, right? To be available, you got to be aware of what's going on, and you can't capture everything, right?
No.
But to your point, kind of like the conversation that we had at the restaurant when Preppy and Pout came up, right? It was like I could tell that energy was different, and it wasn't just a you just having a moment just to
general
talk to
combo.
me. I could tell that it was a lot that was about to be poured into me. So okay, that's a good one.
Beware.
Of what?
Beware.
Beware of what?
So I think of like the Halloween, like beware signs, because it doesn't say be aware
worried.
unless I wrote it wrong.
I
So
don't
beware.
know.
So I think, okay, beware to me means like keep out, or if you are going to enter this, like
What
be
are
prepared.
we talking about?
So the first thing that I think of is like negative outside influencers, like keep them out,
Naysayers.
beware of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, beware of the people who are always like talking negative one, even about spouse. Like if I have a group of girls and
Careful.
we're out and talking and the conversations are always like negative, and they're trying to give me advice and
Girl, don't you let that man go out. Yeah.
So
I'm
I
with
think
you.
it would make me think like I would beware, like, like
But check it out though. When I think the reason why to have a healthy relationship, like I've heard a lot of people say, you got to have guy time, you got to have your ladies time,
Yeah.
and you got to have time that you just spend with your families, and then you got to have your time together. So, not saying it needs to be a bashing session,
right.
But it, for the most part, it's a safe space for that person
Oh, yeah.
to be able to vent about
Yeah.
things that they're going through. And it's normally with their spouse or work or whatever, and not feel like they're going to be judged about it or hurt somebody's feelings. So
Agree.
I can understand the conversation flow, and she's been waiting all week to tell you about how this is going on in their relationship. You know what I mean? So she may just need that time to say that. Not
listen,
saying you need to
yeah.
be like, yeah, girl, and guess what my man did?
Yes.
And now then I come home playing the game and you
Ready
come
to just
stomping
go.
through there, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you good? You know what I mean? So I'm with you. I can see that as a
Yeah.
safe beware though, because I didn't know which way beware was
That's
going to
just
go.
what I think, but I agree. I think both. It's a healthy vent is good, but I do think like it takes a good person to let you vent, and agree if that person is wrong, but then also like there's some shady people out there you got to beware of.
Yeah.
Your energy,
No, there's
who you
shady
talk
people,
to.
but a good friend to tell you not just when you're right, but when
Yep,
you're wrong too.
100%.
So.
Oh,
Oh boy.
that's the last one. Bedroom.
What about it?
You like the furniture in the bedroom? I don't know. Okay, so if I was getting married in the bedroom, I know.
If you was getting married in the bedroom?
No, if we were getting married, what bedroom would mean? Like I've been saying both. Okay, so if
Okay.
I was getting married, bedroom for me, I think there has to be some type of like intimate chemistry there.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine getting married and then.
Well, there's people that don't do anything until they get married.
No,
so
and I'm
nothing-
okay with that.
Okay.
But I still, that doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't.
But I do think like there still has to be some type of like intimate chemistry to where
Yes. Oh yeah.
the chemistry is there.
You want
that
a
if
test
you
drive
wanted
before you
to,
buy the car.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with
It
you.
would happen.
I got you.
So I think that would be, for me, if I was getting married. If I'm already married, the bedroom would be keeping it up. Like it doesn't have to be the same as when you were dating, obviously,
Right.
because
Because you was younger. Yeah. But I think too, that's actually a great point. I think the other side to it is that we make sure we practice is not going to bed mad.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, especially if you want your relationship to last. You can't go to bed with that bad energy
Yeah. It's
on
happened.
both of you.
Like, I mean, we're human,
You
right?
can probably
And it's
count on one or two hands.
I think it's hard to, if something is super heavy, it's hard for both people to feel like it's resolved. Like, I can be there stewing still, even though we've come to a
we
resolution.
agree to disagree.
Yeah, but I'm still upset and mad, and you're there like a little baby.
Hold up.
So
I'm a
it
big
can,
baby.
but it can be like at least some type of conversation. Like it
Right.
can't be this huge, heated, blown out argument, and then we go to bed. And I think one thing that I can't, same, we can count on one hand when that's happened. But I think another thing, we've never slept separate out of anger.
Oh,
Only like when you
listen.
had COVID, I slept in the couch.
Don't do that. That's valid though. That's valid.
Yeah, we've
But
never slept separate out of anger.
So that's a pet peeve for me. You watch movies all and it's like go
I'm
sleep
going
on
to
the couch.
Yeah.
Who? Man, listen. Both names is on that mortgage. I wish I would go on the couch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to invite myself to the couch.
No.
We're not
That's me
doing
with the
that.
cars. Like when women get mad and jump out of cars.
Go
Like I
ahead.
understand. I've been that
Get
mad.
out this car while it's in gear if you want to.
But for me, I'm like, well, I'm not going to be inconvenienced, hot, trying to find a ride and getting out.
Yeah. I'm going to call, make sure you're all right, but you're going to be walking.
Okay, the C's, 3 C's.
Hit me.
Communication. That's one of my top in a relationship because
I've had to work on that.
yeah, but it's I've accepted
I
your
see what you did.
communication
I see
style.
what you did.
I'm just joking. But I
No,
do
you're
think, no, I'm not. But communication is, I think, a big one. And if I was to be getting married to someone or seeking out like an internal spouse, that's a big one. Like, you got to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
You have to accept like the way I communicate
Yes.
too. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
too much for you to bear or whatever. But I do think healthy communication is so good. I don't want somebody to, like you said, with friends to just okay everything. Like,
Right.
you like this? Sure. Want to go? Okay. Like, no, like let's
A yes
communicate.
man.
No,
Yeah.
Absolutely
No, I definitely won't do that. But but I think too, to your point, you grow and you learn. It's not fair to say that you just have a conversation before marriage about communication and then it's good.
No.
That's not how it works.
That will never happen.
But I can say that with the conversation that we did have, your communication has changed just because you used to hold everything in.
oh, big time.
You know what I mean? And it took work from both of us to get you to the point to where you express everything, even though you may wait to decide depending on whether it was worth the conversation to have, but still being able to have that feeling or that security that you can express and it not result in something, that
Bigger.
you weren't expecting. Correct.
Yeah, that's true. Compromise.
Hey, I'm good
That's
at
a
that.
big one.
I can compromise. Bro.
I didn't say you can't. I'm talking
I
about
can compromise.
this is for the
I'm a-
general
I'm a
population.
deal. We can make a deal.
Can make a deal. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think if there's one thing you will not compromise on.
Don't do that. No, we didn't talk about
But
that.
okay,
before the
going
camera
into
came on.
marriage, I think that's a big one because if you have
sure.
someone who is just like, this is the way it is, hard pressed, and there's no compromising, you're more accepting, I think, early on in a relationship just because you want that person to want you or you want it to work. So you may feel like compromising is not a big deal, but you'll get to a point eventually.
You've compromised everything.
Yeah, where you're the only one wheeling and dealing, and this
You haven't
your
gotten
heart's
anything in
steadfast.
return.
Yeah.
Correct. And
Yeah.
it's a personality trait.
Agree.
And the same thing we just said, it may not be something that you can identify before marriage. It may take 5 years to realize nothing has ever gone my way.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
this
always
is-
the one,
The
like-
whole life that I'm living right now is the life that this person
Mm-hmm.
wants, and I haven't done anything for myself. And you don't want it to be too late before you get to that point.
No,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
because it's hard. It's hard for that person to change if they're used to always like, nope, I'm not changing. Like that's the way it is.
And if you've always been like, okay, then
Yeah.
that person feels like they have no reason to change.
Yeah.
Why change?
Why now?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a good one. I like compromise.
The last one is commitment.
Yeah, we're married.
I feel like that's a
it.
no-brainer.
Done. Check.
Yeah.
So Fridays at 1 p.m. But no, I think because here's the thing, right?
You can be married and not committed.
That's what I was going to say, right? Just because you're married doesn't mean, number one, you're committed to the marriage. It doesn't mean that you're even committed to the relationship, right? So you can be married and be 100% selfish still.
Yeah.
And I think that's for me is where the commitment point comes in at. For us, like we talked about in one of our episodes in the past, was like starting those date nights again after, years and years of just working, providing, raising children. It was like, we don't really do much for ourselves, right? So it took both of us to commit to be like, we're going to put this on the calendar.
Yeah, we did on the calendar.
It's going to come up every Friday, and we're going to make sure it happens, or if it doesn't happen, there's a specific reason why it didn't happen. We'll make sure the next one does.
Yep.
That's a commitment from both of us to make sure that works that way.
Yeah.
And not everybody does that.
And that's a good one. I think just by saying that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, or that's my husband, that's my wife, it doesn't mean that that person's committed. It should be, but there needs to be like expectations set on because my version of commitment and yours could be totally different.
What's your version of commitment?
Well, we've been together for 10 years, but I'm saying
it's cute. We got 4 minutes. What's your version of commitment? ABCs.
Google.
Yeah. What's your version? I got it.
Okay, for me, commitment is
what is it?
Fully in a marriage. I feel like commitment is obviously we are monotonous to each other. It's just you and I.
Available for you. Yeah.
In the marriage, and there's no outside influence or one thing I don't believe in is a break in a marriage. I mean, if you want to say like, hey, things are tough right now, like I'm gonna go for a drive and blow off some steam or something.
Say, where we going?
But I don't believe in being married and like, let's take a break, and then for like a month you go and do your own
downtown.
thing, and and then come back like, okay, like, no.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But that may work for some people. But I'm just saying my version of commitment.
Your last name is Smith. But here's the thing. I agree with that, right? Because to your point, the commitment at that point is you showing that other person, I am here in this war with you.
For better
and we're
or
going to,
worse.
even if we agree to disagree, we're going to agree on something, and we're going to go to bed at night together, right? That's a big piece. That's a big piece. And it's not easy, but it takes work.
It's easy.
Huh?
It's easy being committed.
No, I'm saying to every night to me. Listen, listen, seriously, it takes work.
It does take
Marriage
work.
is not easy.
No.
That's exactly
I was
what
saying,
I'm
but
saying.
I thought being committed, like exclusive to you is easy.
It's very easy for me to be exclusive. Listen, it's hard for me to sell a car, so committed to a fault sometimes.
Oh my goodness. But I see. But I think too, like, again, we're married, so we're used to having like these conversations, but early on, that's a big one to understand like how we just did what commitment means, because that could be a heartbreak or a deal breaker for some people if they don't identify what their level of commitment that they're providing and then what they expect back.
Yeah. Listen, shooting 9 podcast videos is a commitment.
That is a commitment.
We haven't missed a Friday.
No, we haven't.
In 8 Fridays. This will be the 9th. So
we're committed.
We are committed.
It gives us about an hour of exclusive time together to chat.
It. Good deal.
Thanks for tuning in with us as we discuss our A, B's, and C's of our marriage.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Also, give us some suggestions. What kind of content you would like to see, some things you'd like to hear us talk about. Don't forget, we post on Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Later.